welcome to Sideshow Live. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy week to join us. We have a most excellent nerd odyssey for you to join us today. We've got Iron Studios' marvelous Avengers collection, some quarter scale and some 10 scale. We've got an interview with the very talented Miss Rachel Roubicek, senior concept artist. We're going to look at some Court of the Dead figures, and we will announce the winner of Let Your Kid Sideshow, the Dark Phoenix contest. So thank you for joining us. Now let's take a look at our feature collector. That's Chris Delgado. Congratulations, Chris. Wow, you have an awesome collection. It looks like the Pop Culture Shock. We've got some of those Street Fighter folks back there. Of course, a Superman. Every collection needs a Superman. Ooh, Rogan and Gambit. A Love for the Ages. Great pieces. Looks like we got a Venom below that. Wow, Chris, amazing. I see a shoulder of what looks like a very large Batman on the left there. That's fantastic. And who's that in the bottom left? Does anyone know?
That's also a Street Fighter.
He's awesome looking. Another Street Fighter guy? Yeah. Awesome. Wow. Who is it?
He's a big beefy boy.
He's a big beefy boy. Who doesn't love that? He's got tattoos or scars or anyway, someone that probably kicks ass in the video game.
Some awesome chest hair too.
Oh yeah. You need that little rug that's like hanging in the middle of your chest. That does it. So congratulations, Chris. Thank you for being a collector. Thank you again for joining us. We're going to take a short video break and stick around because when we get back, we'll have a big purple guy, and I'm not talking about Grimace, for us to look at.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Bentley, and I'm here to review these amazing animated series inspired statues. So let's get started. I think the first thing that jumps out at me is that all of them kind of have their, at least to me, most iconic action poses. Like for Wonder Woman, it's either like standing still or it's one knee up, and I'm like, oh, fierce. And it's just really cool. It's coming out of, what was it, the Acropolis? Which is like really neat, and it ties into like the theme of like her history. It's really cool. I love it. And then let's see with Superman. I mean, he's got a little something there, so we're gonna get rid of that. Coming out of the Daily Planet. Obviously, the Daily Planet. What's really cool is that there's these newspapers behind him, and like the titles of the newspapers are epic. So one of them actually says Superman versus Flash. Another one says Luther publicizes plans for presidency. So cool. And then the back one says it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Supergirl. So I think that's just really clever to put that in the base. I like that it like added those extra details that if you know them, you know them. If not, it just looks like cool newspapers. So that's pretty rad. And then Batman's like, Gotham. Like just kind of like coming out of Gotham. It's got that Art Deco going on. And then there's bats on the bottom. I mean, at first, when I first looked at it, I think it looked like gargoyles. And then I was like, nope, I'm wrong. It's bats. So yeah, and he does have a cape. So you can see he's got a pretty cool cape. They have these cool pieces that you can change out, which I think is really rad. So it goes from Wonder Woman having her sword and her lasso on her hip. If you just take it out, let's see if I can actually do it. I have nails, maybe not. No, I did it. Go me. And then I just kind of replace it. Don't get in there. There it goes. And then, but how cool is it that it's like easy to assemble and change out if you're feeling sword or lasso of truth. I'm more of a lasso girl, but swords are pretty bomb ass, so you could go either way. Like depending on the week, depends on if you want to find out some truth or you want to kick some ass, And then Superman, they say he has a face change, but does he? So one of them, this one, he's got little like frowny face going on, like yeah, I see that. And then this one's just like, hey, what's up? I'm Superman. So look, he becomes pleasantly, I'm just gonna jet off into the sky. Which, it's Superman, he can go either way. He can kick some butt or be like super friendly. And let's see, the final one, oh yeah, this goes in the front. All right, switch this one out. Look at that. Me, who is so incapable usually of putting stuff together, did that with ease. So, woohoo! Another thing that's really cool is that these, for me at least, are pretty representational, that's a word, right? Of their like most iconic looks. Like when I think Batman, Superman, like these are the looks that I immediately think of. And I'm not somebody who reads the comics or like I'm a big movie fan of all the movies and TV shows and whatnot. And I actually like have seen some of the animated series, but not enough to know a lot. But in my mind, these are typical iconic costumes that jump to the front of my mind. So, and then Wonder Woman, I mean, I'm just such a Wonder Woman girl that any form of Wonder Woman I'm gonna be obsessed with. But this one, again, I think goes to a more classic look that really is just, again, iconic. It's got the big hair, it's got the bracers, it's got the 3 stars, so it's not the multi-stars, it's got the 3 stars, and boots, which can't see I'm wearing boots, but I'm a boots girl, so I always appreciate a warrior in boots. So yeah, I'm Bernadette Bentley, and thanks for listening to me talk about these wicked cool statues.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Aren't those animated series figures cool? That was like the best cartoon ever. We were very lucky as kids. So I've got with me here 2 of the Iron Studios quarter scale Endgame pieces. And I have a confession I have to start with. I have not seen Endgame. What? I know. Sideshow's amazing place to work, and they actually take the whole company, but it just so happened that day I had a lot of work to do, so I was a good girl and I skipped the movie, but that means I haven't had a chance to go see it yet. So my colleague Eric Scoggin has generously joined me.
Why am I here?
You're my Marvel expert.
Why do I have a blindfold on?
Because I want to, as a very
this is weird.
big Marvel fan, I wanted to capture your reaction to these on camera, and then you're gonna walk through these figures with me as my Marvel expert and consultant, since I haven't seen the last chapter of the story here. So drum roll.
Do you not know any characters at all?
Oh, I put this on a little tight.
What the heck?
Sorry.
I'm gonna be. I feel like
Ta-da!
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, wait, your glasses.
God.
Your glasses.
Oh god, I'm blind. Oh my god.
Yay! So we've got
Holy
Captain America
crap.
and do you say Thanos or Thanos?
I say Thanos.
Okay. Yeah. Being
That's
a
the way they
Midwesterner,
say it in the
I say
movie
Thanos.
too.
Oh,
So
okay.
like,
all right. Thanks.
you should
for-
watch them.
Yeah. Shame.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of shame in
Cersei
here.
walk of shame. Okay.
Holy crap.
Yeah. This is amazing.
They just shrunk Chris Evans. It's not even a statue.
So he's got some blood on his cheek here. I'm guessing that means he engages in some battles in Endgame.
No, he actually just is really messy PB&J eater. Just.
So he was eating and the Black Widow elbowed him and he got some jam on his cheek?
Oh, so you know Black Widow. Okay, great. That's something.
I've not been living in a box. No, this is
insane.
the
Holy
level
crap.
of detail and the texture of these really
Like-
gets me. Like these are texture on the strap there below his strawberry jam battle damage.
This is insane.
I know. It's amazing.
I love this costume because all the scale mail in here, and so like total throwback to the comics, and the fact that they brought this costume in for this. I'm gonna have to spoil something.
It's fine. I'm way past the statute
For Captain
of limitations on
America's
spoilers.
last stand. You know, it's the last movie where he's gonna be in full like battle gear armor, and I'm so happy that they did the scale mail armor.
The classic.
Yeah, there's like near the end of the movie.
Okay.
There's a big standoff between these 2 gentlemen right here.
Oh, these guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay. That makes sense. You know,
this
you
pose
being
is
kind of
actually
the
super
team
perfect
leader.
for that epic, you know, the calm before the storm of the final battle.
See, I don't mind spoilers. If it's a good story, it'll still be a good story, right? Even if I know what's gonna happen.
Oh, Iron Man dies. I'm just gonna say it. Oh! I can't tiptoe around that.
Well, I can't wait to see the Iron Man figure when we get to the next segment. What can you tell me about this broken glass, aside from the fact that it's incredible? I mean, I love this as an addition to the storytelling base. Has he jumped through a window? Has he been pushed through a window? Does that have any significance to the movie there? This is super
near
cool.
the end of the movie,
Sure.
where
it's
you
not.
think the Avengers are all good, right?
Uh-huh.
This big purple boy fires down like a rain of missiles onto Avengers base.
From his magic glove.
No.
With the rocks in
No,
it?
no, no, no,
No. Okay.
At this point, the Avengers have that.
Oh, really?
So you think they're all good, right? And
Yeah.
then he blows up Avengers base.
Really?
This is the base.
Oh no, that's
So,
his
like,
home. That's
yeah,
so sad.
it's toast.
Oh dear.
So it's really cool the fact that they like incorporated pieces. And I've seen a couple other Iron
The
Studios
Avengers
figures, and
Tower.
they have like little pieces of the base, and I think that's really neat to tie it to that location.
I love his fingerless gloves. Nothing looks more badass than fingerless gloves.
Oh,
right?
really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just very threatening.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
this is
Like driving
a perfect
gloves.
epic pose for Captain America.
It's amazing.
I couldn't think of anything better for an Endgame figure.
Some battle damage on the shield there. Kind
Yeah.
of shows he was charging. Into
Does
the battle
does this
like
bad boy have some
Superman.
swap outs?
He does.
Yeah. Is
So
there
I
any?
think Bree's in chat, and she's got links to where you can pick up these lovely pieces, which you really need both for the full diorama
I really
effect,
do.
apparently.
I want
there
a
is
certain
a
special accessory that comes
deluxe
with Captain
version.
America, though.
That is in there.
It is in
I
there.
know which one you're talking about. Yes, he is
Well,
worthy.
Anna, Captain America's worthy.
He carries Mjolnir.
Yeah. Oh.
See,
One of the best moments in the film. You have to see
he
it.
picks up the hammer.
No, when I was in the theater,
Isn't that
everyone
kinda
like
sacrilege.
everyone like flipped out. They like were screaming in the theater. It was one of the coolest moments.
What
and
does he
then-
say?
and-
He's got to have some sort of quip when he picks it up, right?
No, he's just worthy. He just wails. It seems like he's been like wanting to like wield this hammer, and then he just like goes berserk on
Actually, the
Thanos.
whip comes from Thor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What does Thor say?
I knew it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's like, I knew you were worthy, right?
So does he drop the shield, or does he do double
No.
duty with
Oh,
shield
He
and
does a
Mjolnir?
combo move. It's amazing.
What? That's crazy. Does
It's-
he do the whole like
Yeah.
fly, twirl and fly, and then hit
Not
with the,
not quite, but
No.
he does some. He
does do the twirl.
He wields some sick lightning abilities,
some
like
sick lightning.
super rad.
Sorry, I'm old. Sick just means ill. My generation.
But man,
Oh.
that I like
Amazing.
some nerd tears just like shot out of
Nerd tears.
shot out of my eyeballs when that
So
happened.
clearly you need the deluxe version. of
Absolutely.
This. Way to go, Iron
I
Studios.
would not get any other
for
one.
Including. Oh. All right. Well, should we move over to the big guy here?
Yeah,
To
he's-
Thanos to be.
I'm gonna get up.
movie.
So
Oh my
I gotta-
God. Heavy, very heavy. Okay. We'll scoot him over.
I do not know where I would put this in my house, but I would definitely make room.
Clearly, he belongs in the bathroom.
Clearly.
Epic, inspiring.
Yeah, sure.
I have the Hasbro.
What is your bathroom decorated
Build-A-Figure
like?
Thanos. I have a Thanos in my bathroom. He's the Hasbro Build-A-Figure.
Oh,
So
okay.
every time I
Is
give
that what you play
Orion a
with?
bath, he's-
Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
This is awesome. I love seeing. Spoiler alert again. The Avengers build a Stark gauntlet to wield the Infinity Stones, and
Ah.
at a turning point in the battle, Thanos gets it, and you think everything's like totally like, oh man, they're so screwed. They're gonna lose again.
Wait, why does he need the Stark glove if he's already got the gauntlet?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to explain the whole movie.
Time travel.
There's time travel and chopping off of many limbs.
Oh dear.
But eventually he gets it, and then.
So he looks kind of battle damaged, which I'm assuming means some people get some hits in on him.
Oh, there's 0 battles in the whole movie.
0 battles.
No, it's like a rom-com actually.
So is he just scratching this? Like,
Yeah,
if you
no.
accidentally scratch your car.
No, it's all from,
He's playing with a cat.
it's
the
all from
cat
gardening and
scratches
farming.
her.
It's just-
Gardening and farming.
yeah.
Gardening with Thanos.
Yeah. No,
like-
I love
I'd watch that show.
I love when figures have battle damage. So seeing like all the nicks and scratches feels like it's really, like he's like really war torn, and he's been doing this for years and years, and he's at his last stand too, trying to like annihilate the universe.
Amazing.
But like all the different textures and the metals and the, I guess like leathery cloths and stuff. It's all
It's
super
amazing.
super good.
I love his little wrinkly chinny chin chin. They did such a nice job. And they have I love when they do like gloss on the lips,
Yeah,
so it looks
yeah,
like he
yeah.
just kind of like licked his lips and then he's gonna kill you. And he's got pearly whites. Thanos obviously brushes. How do you feel about his face, Eric? Is that expression proper dictator
Yeah,
angst going on
He
there?
is not messing around. I
Do you
will
think
say
Thanos
that.
has to shave? Because that would be a real bummer.
He does. If
with
you
all those
watching the
ridges.
movie in like 4K, he's got stubble and everything in there.
Do you think he has to have like a bendy razor to go down the ridges in his chin?
I bet he has a unique one.
He has a what?
How do you think he got those scars?
Oh, those are shaving scars. Okay.
Yeah.
Also another spoiler, right,
You also
Sam?
have to know like how pliable is the chin. Can he just do this and smooth it out so he can shave?
Oh, he's doing a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of gross. That'd be like shaving your elbow or something, like moving it around. Gnarly.
I don't know. I think you should just grow a beard and just like fully cover it up.
You know what I never noticed though? He has matching wrinkles on his elbows here in the back of his arm, which I'm sure is character canon, but that is attention to detail.
I mean,
Oh, and on the front
you know,
too.
people who live on Titan, you know, they got their wrinkles.
It's a hard life.
I mean,
Why do you think he's so mad?
that's the coolest thing about figures like this though, because on-screen images move so quickly. You know they're super detailed, but it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you like pause it and like zoom in, you don't really get to appreciate the character design. So something like this, you can like really look at and be like, oh, wrinkly elbows.
Yeah,
And,
one of the
you know.
other things they have in this movie, I'm assuming is a swap out, is his cool, it's like a double wield sword, or like a
It is.
double-ended sword.
Like-
It's a swap
It
out.
is a swap out,
Like
great.
Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Kinda,
Yeah.
but it's like almost like helicopter blades, which I'm hoping is a nod to
Oh,
Thanos
I have
copter.
a Happy Meal toy with that on it. Okay,
Perfect.
right
But
on.
he does some awesome moves with that, like chopping shields and
Nice.
that's like if I had that in my
So
house,
like a
like
space propeller weapon.
in a way.
Does it have a name? Every good weapon needs a name.
I don't know. That is my one thing I do not know.
We're gonna have to look that up. If not, we should name it, right? Needs a name. Everything needs a name.
But yeah,
This is amazing. It's hard to believe this isn't fabric. Like his little butt flap here just really looks like leather.
Yeah, I like all the nods to like the comic book armor, like you know the one in the original comics there, it was very simple, almost seemed like cloth based, like with like little armor pieces. But this is like fully like, you know, I'd imagine this is what an army vet would be wearing, in from Titan. You know, it's very, very protective. But yeah, he still wants to show off his sweet mid elbow area.
And it's got openings so he can
Yeah.
sweat, so no pit stains for Thanos.
Exactly.
He's got open armpits there. It's a strategic thing when you're going into battle.
He wears secret.
I'd like to see that product endorsement.
It's strong enough for a Titan, but made for a woman.
Oh.
That's amazing. Oh,
It's these are incredible. Just the sheer size of it.
they are
The-
super amazing. I
the
mean, really, the two
intimidating-
next to each other. So these are quarter scale. That's
Wait, what
about
else comes with these? I
accurate,
want.
right?
So Thanos has 3 heads, 2 that are helmeted and 1 that's not.
Ooh,
3
nice.
So
heads.
then you have the
Holy
Iron Man
moly.
gauntlet, you have the regular gauntlet, and then you have the swords.
That's amazing. That's like
Holy
so many
moly.
possibilities.
There's a lot going on with both of those statues, because even with Cap, you get the broken shield.
His
you
shield breaks?
No, okay. He gets a dual wield sword.
I thought
He's
my
like
brain
spinning
couldn't
it.
break. How
he
is that
smashes it.
possible? What?
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh my god.
You have to see this movie.
He tripped and fell.
Oh.
We gotta
Broke
get.
his shield.
He tripped and fell.
We gotta beat Avatar. Go see
Was
the
it
movie,
Mjolnir?
Anna.
Did Mjolnir break it?
No.
No.
Okay. It seems like that would happen though. Like classic. Like he gets
Yeah.
the hammer, then he breaks his shield. Oh.
Oh man, him and Thor though, great combo team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd watch that buddy comedy. It's cool that there's an unmasked head for Thanos.
Yeah.
I would like to look at that a little
There's
bit
an unmasked
closer.
head for Cap, too.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
there?
Yeah.
That's
But we know
awesome.
what he looks like. I think
Yeah.
the whole like Josh Brolin meets Grimace from McDonald's. Sorry, that's all I can think of.
Hey,
It's
Star-Lord
kind of an
said it.
amazing matchup. So, yeah, that's something I'd like to look at closer. That's cool. I'll have to go online and check.
I can't
that
stop looking at these figures. They're amazing.
out. They are. I think it's cool to see them together. It really gives you a sense of like how much bigger
Yeah, look at this guy. This is
Thanos
like
is.
it's like half my height. This is amazing.
He's a toddler. I mean, you could pick him up and swaddle him.
What?
You probably wouldn't like that.
You're just saying that because you're a mom.
Probably. Everything compares to the little.
So I get to keep these though, right? Since I get to like blindfold reveal them, right?
I don't know. Let's see how you do in the next segment before we talk about rewarding you for your hosting help here.
When we take them to Comic-Con, you can ask Iron Studios
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, Eric, any final thoughts on these, given your both comic and film expertise? Do these live up to the Endgame standard?
They absolutely do, and I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent next month because I'm gonna want to buy these.
Well done, Iron Studios, taking our rent money.
Good job, Iron Studios.
We're going to take a short video break, but stick around because when we come back, we're going to do another reveal for the rest of the Iron Studios collection, well, a snippet thereof, of their 10th scale pieces. We've got the rest of, well, a glimpse of the rest of Iron Studios' amazing Avengers Endgame here to show you now in the 10th scale. I've got Eric, my Marvel consulting expert.
Why am
here
I blindfolded again?
Because I want the reveal. It's dramatic. You know, it's got some drama to it. Okay, can we do a countdown until you feel like I shouldn't drum on
Can I
the
just
desk?
take it off now?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to see
3,
this.
2, 1! You gotta put
Holy
your
crap.
glasses on,
Oh,
I
yeah.
suppose.
Thank you.
So you can see. We could have just deglassed you, I guess.
know. Wow. I can fit all of these in my
So
house.
we've got, well, here's the kicker. There's 6 in front of us, but I think there's over 21.
21?
Yeah, so you could literally like line up all the Avengers everywhere. You could line your living room with them in an epic battle.
My
going on
girlfriend's
here.
going to be pissed. These are incredible.
Oh. So here's the double swordy thing you were talking about.
So what do you
the
think, Anna? You're
propellered
saying it for the
swordy
first time.
blade. It's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. It seems like a little dangerous. I mean, I wouldn't want to wield that if I didn't know what I was doing, but he's probably trained in it, right? That's probably okay.
Oh yeah, he's like a beast with it.
So awesome. I love this like semi-clear explosion at the base that he's kind of like hopping off.
Right.
Oh, and there's the A from the Avengers Tower, which
There
I
you
now
go.
know is blown up in the movie.
There you
So
go.
it's all coming together. Very cool.
It's really cool. Just
I love that.
going across the line, seeing all the different like kind of statue effects with like portals and explosions and rockets and webbing. I really appreciate when people do that when they're building these figures and it's not all. It's like feels like a multimedia kind of.
Lots of different effects.
Yeah, lots of different effects and production techniques.
Super cool. I love 10th scale too.
Yeah.
As someone such as yourself that, we tend to collect a lot of statues because that's what we make for a living. It fills up your house rather quickly and your office and even into your bathroom. So something that's a smaller collectible scale is nice to
This is
easier
nuts.
on the shelf space.
This is crazy nuts.
Although it doesn't help that they made 21 of them. So, there you go. But pretty
Man, these
cool.
are like so dynamic. I can't even like look at this.
Super
You got
awesome.
Iron Spider webbing up an Outrider who's like exploding
Iron
back.
Spider. Huh, okay.
Oh, Iron Spider. Did you see Infinity War?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while, but yeah. I should probably go back and watch that one and then catch Endgame.
Watch
They'll
it
have to-
right before and they pair
till it's-
super well together.
Well, they should, right?
Yeah.
In theory. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's good. I'm ready for the happy ending. So who's he battling here? Who's this guy?
That's one of Thanos' army.
Spider minions. It's a creepy looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's got some nice teeth though.
man.
Is this a boombox?
Okay, I have to spoil
What's going
another
on
thing,
here?
okay? So
No, it's fine. Spoil away.
right after, Thanos and Captain America have a little face off, it's like, oh crap, like Cap's super like, how's he gonna win? And then you see Sam Wilson, Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
You say, on your left, Cap. Then you're like, what? He's supposed to be dead. And then all these portals start opening everywhere. And literally, Doctor Strange, with the portals, sends every Avenger and Wakandan soldier and,
The whole army.
everybody
Awesome.
to this battle. And I was like crying the happiest tears I ever cried.
Oh, the music crescendos. I
It's
can
beautiful.
just picture it.
So I'm so happy to see that they included some portal type stuff in the Doctor
I
Strange
know,
figure.
I love these effects on his fingers. You could actually probably set up that scene with this because you could have
Yeah.
him and then all of them coming in behind him.
Yeah.
I gotta turn this around. I can't see me. There's this giant stone, which is awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's such a hard
Portal.
effect to achieve, but this
Super
totally
cool.
works.
Oh, he looks great. I love their ability to achieve, Iron Studios' ability to achieve such an accurate likeness at this scale
Yeah.
in resin is, I
Yeah.
mean, not easy to do, and
Yeah.
they hit the nail on the
Good
head.
job.
It looks amazing. Well done, Iron Studios sculpt team. I gotta say. We got a
Dang.
little Groot here. There's some really amazing, delicate pieces too. You can't. I don't know if you can see it, and I'm probably not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you tip him over, you can see there's like little tiny twigs in his head.
Yeah, no, the attention to detail at such a small scale is amazing.
I love it.
I like how he still has this like
great.
teenager attitude in the.
Oh yeah, he's totally got like a liver lip, like surly little,
Yeah.
thing. Oh, what's this? Can you tell me what's going on in the base here? It looks like a head.
I can't
got his
necessarily
Foot
tell
on a
what's
head.
going
A
on.
robot head, a bad guy robot head.
I'm gonna make it up and say it's one of Thanos' ships that Groot totally messed up.
Right on. All right, Eric, adding to the lore. You graduated from fan to marvelous storyteller. I'm sorry, I can't resist the puns. Whoop. That's okay. I'm gonna scoot
Okay, Anna,
him
let me
over.
ask you this: who do you think this is? This character you're holding right now, which the cameras hopefully can see.
Yeah, it looks like a woman.
Okay.
So a woman in an Iron Man suit, I'm gonna guess, is either Wasp or Pepper Potts.
It's Pepper Potts.
Okay, hey!
You
all right.
changed your hair to be like Pepper Potts too.
Yes,
It's perfect.
That's
your
why
favorite
I did
character.
that. Yes.
But anyway, yeah,
I do
Pepper
like
Potts,
Pepper Potts. She's very organized.
suits
I
up in
appreciate
this
that.
movie.
That's awesome. I love this little blast off effect too that she's kind of lifting off the base. Super cool. So she suits up and fights. That's awesome.
It's very, very cool.
Nice.
I love her costume.
Very cool.
That armor is called rescue armor too.
Rescue armor.
Yeah.
A hint at her role in the movie, no doubt. Cool. Does she do lots of rescuing?
She does an amount of rescuing.
An amount of rescuing.
But her,
Yeah.
I gotta spoil another shot for you.
That's
There's an
what we
awesome
ladies
shot
do.
where
We
Pepper
rescue
Potts,
things.
Iron Man, back to back, spinning around, laser beaming everybody.
Aww.
It's like
Do
the
they
best
then
like
like
power.
come and like touch helmets and have like a moment? Because you can't like.
Anna, there's no time for that. Thanos is like
Yeah.
coming in, messing everything up.
Eric, there's always time for love.
Yeah, you're right, but in this case,
Super cool. I love this suit.
no, that's it. It's
Awesome.
amazing.
Oh, it even says rescue on it.
It's cool to have like a different colored Iron Man suit too. You know, like hot red and gold is classic, but you know, it makes her feel like her own character a little bit more. You know.
And as a woman, I appreciate a warrior suit design that seems like practical, you know, and is
Yeah.
not just like a bodysuit.
Oh,
I
she's
mean, it
totally-
feels like that's actually like it's made for a lady.
Yeah, just
I like
totally
it.
an action-packed figure. I love it.
Super awesome. Super awesome.
Strong.
Well, we should probably move on to Iron Man himself.
Who's that? Do you know who Iron Man is?
Oh my god. All right. I didn't see a movie. I'm not senile.
I know.
mean, give me.
I gotta give you some crap. Everyone in the comments is
Is it with you there? Yeah.
they're going through with nerd withdrawals because you haven't seen the movie.
I will as soon as it comes out on streaming. I'll see it.
What? Go support it in the theaters.
I can't. I have a 3-year-old. The only movies I go to
He
are like
would love
Pikachu, Life of Pets. Like that's my life. That's my world.
Just take him and just cover his eyes on a couple parts.
Yeah.
and-
No. No. Do you want to deal with nightmares? Streaming. It'll stream
There you
soon.
go.
Speaking of streaming, there's an amazing jet propulsion streaming out of Iron Man's foot here into some of the wreckage of yet another A for the Avengers Tower, which
Yeah.
gets destroyed in the movie.
They
For
had
those
a
of
lo-
you that haven't seen it.
Apparently they had a lot of logos around their building.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
this is cool. You
amazing.
can kind of recreate their back-to-back scene in the movie.
Or their kiss if you turn
Or
it around and go.
their kid. No,
helmet
I
to
don't
the-
think so.
No, maybe not.
I'm not gonna break these, but
Super awesome.
I think
He's got some mud splatter on him too, which is super cool. I always love that. Like it gives
Yeah.
a feeling of like, you know, they were actually out in the field, not just super shiny.
yeah. Oh yeah, they've.
Great. He's got a little muddy butt,
he's
kind of
been-
all splattered on.
That's because he doesn't
There.
have the flaps that Thanos has. If he had the mud flaps.
Yeah, you need the mud
That's true.
flaps, right? Works for bicycles,
But
works
I
for
think-
Thanos.
By far, Endgame's Iron Man costume is my favorite.
And why is that?
I love that it. Over the years, it's evolved from kind of a mechanical, like more robot suit, and Infinity War became more like liquidy, like nanobots. And this one, they kind of solidified some of the parts, made it feel more old school. And the coloring is a tribute to the original Iron Man costume,
Aw.
like the proportions of gold to red.
The red and gold.
And it just looks great in the movie. CGI looks awesome. He's got so many cool abilities, like just that are, that have evolved over the years.
And it sounds like he saves the day, so it's commensurate with
he
his
saves
role
the
in
day, Anna, in the
Everybody's
best way
day.
possible.
Aw.
It's
can't
a
wait
snappy
to-
save of a day.
Yeah, does he have a zinger at the
Oh,
end?
he is the zinger of all time.
He does a lyric.
He does a lyric.
Yeah, he sings a little Black Sabbath,
Oh.
and then
Right on. Does he have a cocktail in his hand? Does he?
yeah, he has a
Okay.
martini, and he's
You need
like,
a-
"What up?
A Tony Stark moment.
Don't put this on your MySpace page," and then
Oh,
Thanos
no.
explodes.
Sweet.
But you have to see the movie.
I can't wait to see that. Oh, these are amazing. So, Bree in chat should be putting up links for all of these. So I won't.
Link.
But yeah, this is the 10th scale Iron
100
Studios
links.
battle diorama. What you're seeing here are 6 of the over 21 pieces. I heard a rumor, which is a lot. So you could set up a whole battle diorama in your
Yeah.
own living room
That's
or
incredible.
bathroom or wherever you have room for 21 10th scale figures.
Yeah, don't have a living room. Just create a whole, miniature battlefield.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite here? If you had to pick one.
That's so hard.
6?
Come
I know.
on.
I gotta ask the hard questions, Eric. Hard hitting journalism here.
I'm gonna go with
Mm-hmm.
top 3.
Mm-hmm. Top 3 out of 6? That is not
No.
whittling it down.
Hey,
Top 6, guys.
50%, perfectly balanced.
Pick your
That's
top
all things
5.
should be. I think I'd say Iron Man,
Mm.
Doctor Strange,
Mm.
and Iron Spider.
Mm-hmm. And of those 3, which one is your favorite?
Of those 3, my top 2 are. No, I'm just kidding. Man, if I
Damn it,
had
Eric.
to have one to have in my office,
Uh-huh.
I kind of have to go with Iron Spider, I think.
That's
It's
what I'm
like
leaning towards, too.
such a dynamic figure. It's got so much action and tension. And
It's cheating a little bit because
and-
it's a diorama in 10 scale. You
well,
get like 2 figures for the price of one.
But I like that there's just like so much happening, and at every 360-degree angle of the figure, it's like a great shot. You know, it's
amazing.
it's fantastic. They won me over with Iron Spider in the movies, and I can't wait to see Spider-Man: Far From Home
That does
and
look
see where
great.
that goes from there.
That's awesome. Is there a favorite in the chat, Bree? Are people gravitating more towards one than the other? I love Doctor Strange personally.
There seems to be
amazing.
some preference for Iron Spider as well,
Mhm.
but overall pretty even. We do have a recurring question though.
Yeah.
What would each smell like if they were scented?
That's a great idea. Oh my God.
This is
Who
an
was the
Anna
brilliant
question.
person that came up with that? Oh my God.
JJ Joe asked first.
JJ Joe, that's brilliant. Oh my God, I love this.
Smell-o-vision, go.
Well, obviously, blueberry, cherry, grape, lime,
These are just Otter Pop flavors.
lemon, strawberry. Done.
What do I say to that now?
Maybe bubblegum. Oh,
Okay, if each of
yeah,
them was a
wow.
food.
That's amazing. The scented Avengers. I guess technically Thanos isn't an Avenger though, so you have to assemble the smells, the scents.
He's
and smells
grape-tastic.
of-
I
he's
totally agree with
grape-tastic.
you. Bree, when you want more questions?
We let's see here. Are they full sculpt?
Yes, there
There-
are no cut and sew elements.
Yeah.
I believe at least on any of them here, and I don't see on any in the list here.
No, it's all sculpted.
It's all sculpt.
And are they made polystone or plastic?
I think they're polystone.
Are polystone.
Yeah.
Some people want
these-
to see. Is there Captain America up there?
No.
There is no
No.
cap up here, but I'm sure that there is one in the collection.
There is one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a Bucky too.
There's a what?
A
There's
Bucky.
a Bucky.
And a Bucky?
There's a Bucky?
Oh, that's cool.
There's a Star-Lord.
Why are they over there?
Oh, a Star-Lord. That's Eric's favorite.
Star-Lord
can
is
I
one of
call
my
you out
favorites,
for that?
yeah.
Eric has a Star-Lord collection. He has a helmet in
I
his
have a helmet
office.
in my office.
It's pretty awesome.
Come by and visit me.
I'm
You
not
can
gonna
try
lie.
it on.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I put it on. It's transformative.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there wasn't more love for Iron Man since he's sort of the hero.
He's just like classic. It's like everybody's favorite. It's like saying like chocolate or vanilla is your favorite. You know?
Okay.
It's like
All right, you
it's
gotta-
tried and true. You got to pick one of the cool, the newcomers, the next gen.
If you want to check out the other figures in the line, Bree in chat is throwing up some links there for the Iron Studios 10th scale Avengers Endgame collection, which is incredible.
They're awesome.
Ooh, and you get to see the bottom of Thanos' shoe, too. If you've ever wondered what shoe print Thanos would make in the snow, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
These are the hard-hitting
Right
questions
there.
that we're answering right now.
These are the things that keep you up at night, you know? There's not a tiny T for Thanos
The
on it.
things that keep
You
me
would
up at
think
night
there
is
would
that
be.
you haven't seen Endgame yet.
I will, eventually. But that's why you're here, you know? You're my Marvel expert, my consulting expert. Just think of all that I've learned.
I feel like
in
I've
the last
failed.
30
You haven't
minutes.
seen it yet. Okay, that's after
I
the
will.
side stream. We're
I'll
gonna
go
take
see
Anna
it.
to the movie theater and see it
There you go.
today.
Watch out.
We got volunteers. Everyone's coming.
Life is good if this is the biggest problem I have to solve. Oh, well, any final thoughts before we go to another video break, Eric?
They're fantastic. I don't want to sound markety and say go buy them, but like they're seriously really cool. Like please go check them out and pick
Yeah.
up your favorite.
Iron Studios, you did a fantastic job. Sculpt, paint, amazing. Really cool collection here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. You also did a fantastic job. Thank you for being our resident Marvel expert and joining me and talking about these
Be
figures.
here to
and
tease you any day
bringing
you
me
want.
up to here. Yeah. Shame. Thank you, Eric, and thank you all for joining us. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we get back, it'll be a really cool interview with Miss Rachel Roubicek about Kier and Gethsemoni. We'll go to some deliciously dark Court of the Dead. Stick around. Thank you.
everybody, and welcome back to Sideshow Live. My name is Bree, and I'm sitting here with Rachel Roubicek, Senior Concept Artist, and these two beautiful premium format figures from our Court of the Dead line. We have the Kier Death's Warbringer premium format and Gethsemoni Shaper of Flesh premium format. How gorgeous are these, Rachel? How do you get started with something like this?
So the way they usually start off is with Tom Gillen, our creative director, usually coming to us and saying, hey, we need this new character or product or statue. And from there, he usually tells me the idea of what he wants or, some narrative elements. So, for example, with Gethsemoni, we wanted to show off her ability to use necromancy. So most of the point of the statue was to show her conjuring up the flesh, usually drawing it out of raw etheria and showing the action of it. So that's why we have that cool little tether.
So Tom starts with the idea of necromancy, and then do you map out different poses for her?
Yeah, so usually the way I do it is I'll start off with maybe 10 to 15 really loose poses to just get the gesture across.
Yeah.
And then from there we do break it down. So at that point, maybe I'll take 5 of them that look nice, or maybe even 3 of them, and see from there which ones work really well or which ones have the best attitude. And from there, I'll take those ones and usually detail them out a little bit closer to the idea, so you can see expression, hand directions, leg movements. And then from there, Tom chooses one that he really likes, and then we go to more detail on that one and, decide the base at that point and see how so if I have the foot raised up, I realized, okay, well, I have to do something then on the base to make the reason as to why the foot is lifted up, etc.
Okay. So the base is shaped around the pose.
Yeah.
And everything else. So this is the second version of Gethsemoni that the Court of the Dead has put out. The first one was Queen of the Dead, or Queen of the Underworld, I think. What's the character development that you're trying to express between the two?
So for this one, the original Gethsemoni has a kind of more of a, her head's upturned. She's more in this elegant kind of stoic nature. She's not emoting very much. So with this one, we wanted a little bit more of this play coy sort of oh, you think you're going to come at me? Oh, that's cute. And then he flicks out whatever abomination she's creating, because the idea was she would lift up and sort of toss it out and it form into its new form, whether it's wretched or not. So that was kind of the idea, and have a little bit of a smirk in there to kind of just give it a little bit of a different attitude. Yeah. It's not as obvious as the Kier attitude change.
Yeah. What about Kier? Because this is very different from the first Kier, the Fallen Valkyrie. She's far more expressive in this one.
She's definitely a lot more aggro in this one, for sure. So this one, it came down to that Kier has 2 sides. She's got this daughter of death, kind of holding in a lot of these emotions about being basically a child of 2 worlds, the celestial heaven side and being a child of the underworld. And she's got a lot of pent-up rage. And the idea of this statue is, what if that rage just, at times just breaks out? And taking it out on whoever lower-ranked angel had the lovely disembodied head experience with.
She's really in motion in this. And she's got over here her mask, affectionately called Bane of Heaven. So when you design this figure, are you picturing her chopping off this angel head with her Bane of Heaven mask on?
So I went to school for animation, and there's this concept of reaction and anticipation when it comes to animation, squash and stretch, a lot of these things. And so the anticipation is the action that is before the big final thing. So this was kind of if this were an animation, she'd be kind of, had just finished the swing and she just perched herself up and might even raise it even higher. And, it's kind of this sort of movement. So this in particular, it was the anticipation of, this is kind of the anticipation pose or the reaction pose. So kind of the idea was just thinking this is just her victorious in battle and just kind of being screw you, kind of
That's great.
Literal sense.
Now, over here on the the Shaper of Flesh figure, she's in her exclusive version. She has her dagger. What would you call it? A dagger,
Sliss.
a knife? Called Sliss. What can you tell us about the inspiration behind the design for Sliss?
So there was kind of this idea of when with the Stitch Coven and the Necromancers and all that stuff with Vexiasti and everyone and Gethsemoni, they're using their magic with Etheria to draw things. But the idea of having like a little elegant weapon for Gethsemoni is like kind of everyone has their Elder's Clutch for death, and then we've got oh my gosh, what is I am spacing out on Kier's. My mistake.
I almost called it Seraph's Woe, but that's shards.
That's shards. But so all of them have like a signature weapon or something to use. And for Gethsemoni, it made sense to have like a little knife that just to cut a little loose strands of Etheria and to make sure it's like almost surgical and procedural. And
it really seems to fit her character, like something subtle but fierce.
Yeah, and also the Conclave of Assassins has a Conclave of Shadows. They have a tendency to really like knives. And so I figured with Gethsemoni being there, with having Exrael be the leader and everything, I figured the knife was a fondness of just overall kind of the little bit of the darker side to the Flesh faction.
That's great. She's also got her skirt here. Is her skirt posable?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and it seems kind of almost like it's intended to mirror the flesh that she's molding in her hand. Was there what kind of thought went into that with her base and everything?
So for the most part, with kind of fabric elements, I'm just looking to get a nice gesture generally going through it. So if the base is kind of flowing upward, you want the dress to have a nice flow that matches it, so it has a nice so your eye has a nice way to follow up the statue and make its way back down. It's just leading the eye, essentially.
Nice. Now, I've heard a little bit before about the skin color on this statue. What can you tell us anything about the skin color?
So for Gethsemoni, her skin tone is essentially trying to mock a mortal skin tone, where she's not fully her skin doesn't have enough of the actual blood like pumping through, and that flushness. So it's essentially what the skin is when someone dies. It pales, it gets desaturated. The liveliness isn't there. But I mean, in comparison to Kier, who has more of a cooler gray, even maybe blue sometimes with some of the lighting, it comes off that way. So yeah, with Gethsemoni, the flesh was meant to mimic like a paler skinned, almost deceased mortal.
And then Kier over here also has her blood, which is a lot stronger on this version of Kier than on the original version of Kier that came out. What's the significance of the blood crawling up her leg?
So the blood is more like a tattoo than it is like, oh, I cut myself, there's some blood on my fingertip or whatever. So it does raise in, if she's calmer, she'll lower back down. I like to think of it's like in Lilo and Stitch, where Lilo draws the drawing of Stitch and like, this is how angry you are, and it's all red and stuff. It's kind of a little joke like that. But,
that's great. One of my favorite details about this piece is the chopped off angel wings on the back, which almost kind of look like they're crawling towards the blood as it goes up her thighs on the back. It's pretty beautiful.
With this one, we wanted to show that not only is she just being highly aggressive, it actually is causing irritation to where her wings were clipped. So that's why, in comparison to the previous version, some of you can see like a little bit of a piece of flesh where the wings kind of seem like they're growing back, but there's a lot of irritation around them because it's her conflict right now of just being highly aggressive towards the angels, but also she is one, so it's a little bit of that inner struggle, but on the exterior.
She's got anger towards not just angels, demons as well. In the exclusive version of this statue, this is interchangeable with a demon head instead of an angel head. What's the difference between her going after angels and demons, or is there a difference?
She has a general fondness of going after angels. There's a particular bone to pick. But with demons, it's all the same. Killing the Celestials, it's in her mindset. She has a particular vindication or whatever, just personal beef with angels because she is one and how she was cast out. But demons, she hates them just as much. They're all enemies to the underworld, and
enemies of the state.
Exactly.
This version of Kier is also wearing a lot more armor than the last version. How is the design of the armor developed, and what's the significance of her wearing so much of it?
So generally, Kier will be going around with her cape, and usually she doesn't have the sleeve or the greaves. So for this one though, we wanted to mix it up a little bit, where we did the same thing with Gethsemoni, where there's a little bit of an alteration with the costuming. So we wanted to give Kier a little bit of variation of costume, but for Kier, who generally doesn't have much clothing on, we thought, okay, she's very much the epitome of a warrior. So at that point, it would be appropriate to add more armor and give her some cool, like the sleeve was a neat idea of like, she's not fully armored, but having that cool, almost gladiatory, gladiator-like sleeve is really neat. And the greaves, effectively, she probably doesn't really need the armor. It's just more of a cosmetic, and she probably goes into it just being, I don't need to be fully covered. Just give me some stuff, and I'm good to go.
She looks pretty terrifying with this sleeve on her arm here.
Don't want to be elbowed by it.
And
especially.
this expression she's got.
Mm-hmm.
Did you picture her with her mouth open initially, or?
Oh yeah, that screaming
like
face
shouting?
was definitely a part of the initial design.
This one is just so much more expressive than the other one. What was the intent behind the first one? Were you?
I did not work with that one,
No.
but I got the sense that the initial Kier design was more of a stoic, kind of solemn watch of like you can imagine her, she's like maybe on some cool peak overlooking Ilverness, and she's sort of on her watch.
She's stepping into the battle, maybe.
Yeah, or even before it, or the calm after the calm after the storm, maybe.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, they're both beautiful. How long does it take you to design a figure like this?
It depends. So these poses and designs were done kind of in tandem with the Pure Arts figures. So some of the poses that I worked on were for both statues, and figuring out which ones we like better for which scale. Because when you go into scale differences, it also messes with how we do posing. Because there's some poses that will look great as a 6 scale or great as a 1/8 scale, but as soon as you go to a 1/4 premium format scale, some balancing issues, some crazy restrictions, and how size works is we got to mess with. So the time frame on these for each one, I'd say maybe like a 2.5 week development process for each one.
That must be pretty quick turnaround. Does it feel that way?
Well, not necessarily, because these two statues, I was working with Mark Newman, the sculptor, at the same time.
Sculptor.
So yeah, he's amazing.
Incredible.
I think most of my work so far with Court has been with him. So he's an awesome sculptor, and just an
Incredibly
awesome
talented.
guy. And so it's not like those first 2 weeks my part of the project was done. It was when Sculpt was coming back, like when he had the first pose done. Sometimes I'd work with him and do like, hey, maybe we could adjust the pivot of the leg this way, or maybe tilt the arm different this direction. So it was a kind of throughout the sculpt process, I was kind of coming in and being like, oh, we can do this, or oh yeah, that's how it was. Comments and little edits every now and then. So I guess it was a little bit longer, but for the first 2 weeks with the poses and the base idea, that was about 2.5 weeks, maybe even 3. I don't fully remember.
Mark sculpts these, including the bases and the entire figure, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And did he sculpt this mask for Bait of Heaven?
No, I believe that was done by Matt Mullen, who is one of our senior concept artists and sculptors here.
Well, they're
I think so.
entirely incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, of course.
Rachel, both of these figures are still available on Sideshow's website. You go there now, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time for our Let Your Kid Sideshow challenge. Our last challenge was a Dark Phoenix challenge, in which we asked you to dress up as Dark Phoenix using just found objects from around the house. And I believe we have a little slideshow of all the entries to share with you. Are we gonna cut to that? Awesome. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my God, I got a gambit going on there with some cards. Whoa. Wait, what? That's incredible. Is that recycling? Yeah, maybe a beast. Oh, a tiny Cyclops with hot dog eyes. Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh, wow. Very serious. I love it. Oh, I love the Nerf gun edition there, too. Very nice. Very nice. Epic. Oh, that was a little bit shorter than I thought it would be. But we have a winner. Congratulations, Tyler from Utah. Woo! Congratulations, and thank you for letting your kid sideshow. And now I'm going to announce our next challenge, which is a crayon drawing of Lobo. And the winner will get our amazing, sold-out, 6-scale Lobo figure, which is epic and amazing. I can speak from experience. I have one in my office. I love him. He's super detailed. Am I allowed to open this and show people how awesome it is? That was a little hesitant. I can show you some of the box art on the back. It is beautiful. He's super detailed. He's big. He's bulky. He's beefy. So pull out your crayons. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad as long as it's crayon and crayon only. No digital, no pen, no markers, like Crayola, not Crayola, it doesn't have to be Crayola, but just crayons. So submit your drawing. Let's see, I've got some hashtags here for you. Make sure you hashtag it Let Your Kid Sideshow or Lobo or both, preferably, so we can find your drawing. If you post on Instagram, it's 1,000 bonus entries. Same with Twitter and Facebook. If you post on each of those different social media platforms, you get 1,000 bonus entries. And believe me, you want to post that everywhere because this guy is amazing. And he'll be a nice addition to your collection. You'll have a lot of fun with him. He's got a little chain, and the box artwork is amazing. And okay, I'm not going to open it because we'll bring pieces everywhere. We'll leave the fidelity here. But submit a crayon drawing of Lobo, and you could win this sold-out 6-scale figure. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy week to explore the world of geekiness with us. We had a really fun show. I had Eric Scoggin, who joined me as a Marvel expert guest. We looked at the amazing Iron Studios Marvel Avengers Endgame collection. We looked at some quarter-scale figures and a selection of their 10th-scale figures. There's more online. Bree's in chat, sending links. Go on, check them out. They're super-duper cool. We looked at some Court of the Dead premium format figures, a Gethsemoni and a Kier. Bree had a really nice in-depth conversation with Rachel Roubicek, our extremely talented senior concept artist. And we announced our latest Let Your Kid Sideshow contest. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to let your geek side show, and have a great week, everybody.